There are a few essential things our bodies need to boost our immune system and stay healthy, especially in the colder season. Me and my family use Z-Stack, Z-Detox, and Z-Flu developed by the great Dr. Zelenko, who has a place in history for his tremendous life's work. With every purchase of Z-Stack or any other of Dr. Zelenko's products, you also support the Zelenko Freedom Foundation in their tireless work to bring back medical truth and freedom to everyone. To save on your Z-Stack order today, use coupon code INSPIRED. Please find the link to order down below. Hey, Inspired Tribe, my fellow freedom lovers, it's John Nolan here. Thank you so much for tuning in. Thank you for commenting. Thank you for liking. Thank you for sharing. And thank you for subscribing and hitting the notifications button so you'll get notified about new videos every day. I'm going to ask you an honest question. Do you sometimes feel like it's all a little too much? It's overwhelming, and everywhere you look, things don't really seem to improve. And we just seem to see more madness, more craziness, more corruption, more evil in the world. Well, let me tell you something. You're not alone in this. A lot of people feel this way. And sometimes, of course, I feel this way too. But stick around for this whole video because I think this perspective, this truth actually, might help you a lot. So I'm going to share completely honestly how my morning went today. Because it's always a personal experience that leads me to realizations, that leads me to a different, or reminds me of a perspective. And here's one thing. I went out this morning, the first time at 3:13 in the morning. I went and walked with the dog, and we were out, and it was dark and crisp and beautiful and all. And then I went out again a little later in the morning, and the sun was out, and the sun really wasn't out because it was blocked by chemtrails. As I was observing them, and as I was getting angry, just a tiny bit angry, I thought of all the things, the mountain of things that we have to do and accomplish. All the stuff that's going on in the world that we want to heal, that we want to transform, that we want to change, right? Whether that's, the doubts that people have about their country's election systems, results, the corruption everywhere, whether it's child trafficking or whether it's the nature of the matrix itself, that all of this is a house of lies. And it sometimes seems like a mountain we can't overcome or a battle we can't win. But here's the thing, and I needed to go back and look at my own life and what has happened in my own life. The truth is that it's a spiritual battle. It's a spiritual war that's going on. And if we take it back far enough, if we peel the onion far enough, it leads back to the spiritual war that was or is within us. And in that, so often, I'll tell you about my own life. There was a time when I tried to push and pull. I tried to approach life as a mechanical, three-dimensional, time-space reality thing where all you have to do is work really hard. You have to push the right buttons and you have to manipulate the reality around you so you get results, whatever that is and whatever you want. And it was a hard life. It was a tiring life, and things didn't work out, and it didn't feel good and satisfying and fulfilling. And most of all, I didn't feel like I was living my purpose. And years ago, I really began to feel that this is a spiritual journey altogether. And it's all spiritual. And if we take this as the foundation, we can understand this way better. But there's not just hope. There's actually a knowing that things truly will work out for us. And what I mean by that is, once I began the healing journey within, and once I began realigning really, and finding out who I was, why I was here, and applying that in my life, and most of all, reestablishing the connection with the Creator, really Creator within, Creator everywhere, something miraculous. And miraculous is not the right word because it's not a miracle. It's a really logical consequence. But something began to happen. In this, irregular solutions came to me. What do I mean by that? So I did the inner work. I did the spiritual foundational work. I prayed and I connected and I healed and I did all of that. And I began doing what I was called to do because within that, I could hear the voice of the Creator much better and the instructions and the guidance I was getting. And then I felt like, okay, I'm on track. I still don't see much solutions or results for the problems I'm facing in my life, but I'm trusting now because I feel like I'm on the path. And then irregular solutions began to appear, meaning things that I couldn't possibly have imagined how they would work out or where they would come from. It's often been said that in our human mind, we have about 5 or 6 ways to solve a problem. Spirit has infinite possibilities to solve that same problem. So oftentimes it's for us to show up, do what we can, do our work, but trust that the bigger solutions will truly appear, and if our action is required, we will know. And it's kind of the same with everything that's going on in the world. Yes, I'm not saying sit back, don't do anything, just let it play out. What I'm saying is do the best you can. Become the best you that you can be. Have that spiritual connection. Make it the foundational basis of your life. And see that really tuning in, really beginning to heal within, to have forgiveness, to have love in your heart will put you in a much greater state of unity with the divine will, if you will, with spirit. And then solutions for these huge problems that we're seeing in the world will appear from places we could have never imagined. It will be the consequence of our alignment, the consequence of our actions, the consequence of our intentions, the consequence of our clear steered work. But it will not be directly the way we could have projected it. And that's what I mean by it's a spiritual battle. See, the truth is we need to trust in that component that is outside of our direct control. We need to trust that we're not wrestling with the flesh here. We're really having a spiritual battle, and win is for those who fully realize who and what they are. And that's, I think, the journey we're on. So don't despair and realize it's not linear. The solutions are not going to be linear. It's irregular warfare. Spiritual warfare is irregular warfare. It's not happening within a confined time-space reality. It's not happening according to a military game plan. It's not happening in this realm fundamentally. Fundamentally, it's happening on a spiritual realm. So the solutions will appear from that realm as well. And that's what we need to trust in. And in my own life, in our lives, we've seen this work over and over and over again, where when you trust, when you lose the fear and you move into true love, because truly there's only 2 ways to live, with fear or with love. And really that's all you can base your decisions on, fear or love. One will produce more of the same and the other will produce more of the same. Which one is it that you want? And that's the realization. And then I looked up, and I was looking up in the sky, looking up to the skies for quite some time. And I realized, no, this is not going to work. This cannot win, because ultimately we're connected to the greatest will in the universe, in the cosmos, in all of creation. And that's the Creator's will. That's the great mystery's will. That's the grand Creator, God that created everything. And that power is absolutely going to provide these solutions when we align with them. And here I am at peace with that. It doesn't mean I won't ever get angry again. It doesn't mean I won't ever get really fired up about something again. But it means that I know this as a fundamental truth. And that's really what guides me. And I hope and trust it will guide you as well. Because we need to show up. And that's the important message here. Before enlightenment, chop wood and carry water. After enlightenment, chop wood and carry water. Keep showing up. Put your whole spirit in the mundane tasks. Keep doing what you're really good at. Keep doing what comes natural to you. Keep doing what you feel called to do. Give it your all in that. And trust that there is something bigger at work here. And that we are on the winning, on the beautiful, on the human, on the divine timeline. Let's continue that work. I wanted to share this with you today because I think it's so important. And the spiritual work, that's our foundation. The meditation, the prayer, the connection with our Creator, the respect, the honor, sometimes the bowing also. I don't like the word worship. I don't like it. But the bowing, the acknowledging, realizing, understanding, that's the foundation. Tribe, we love you so much. Thank you for being with us on this journey. Thank you for putting your energy into this. Thank you for trusting. And thank you for being who you are. We couldn't do this without you. And we know this in our hearts and our minds. And we love you all so much. So have a wonderful and inspired rest of your day. And we'll be back with you again very, very soon. We're more dedicated than ever to provide authentic, truthful, and uncensored information and inspiration. That's why we created the Inspired community on the free speech platform Locals. There's no censorship, a free flow of information, and it's more personal and intimate. And you can join us as a free member or a paid supporter. Please visit inspired.locals.com and join us today.